essence of the game, physically, they beat us. I'm a big advocate on the team that's the most physical team is the team that's going to win, and they out-rebound us by 16. They have more defensive rebounds than we had total rebounds. We didn't have one guy that had more than 4 rebounds. And when you get dominated like that physically inside, it's hard to win. You know, give our guys credit. We were down by 15 twice. We fought back. We had a chance to cut it to 1. You know, we missed a layup. You know, and it's, you know, when you get down by that much, you got to play a perfect game. You know, you got to make those layups. You know, we missed 10 foul shots. You know, so it's. I thought, you know, we handled the ball decently, but physically, you know, Thomas, we couldn't keep Thomas off the board. He has 12 rebounds. We can't keep him off the board. And when they needed a big basket, you know, Pitt stepped up and hit it. But I thought the game was lost from a rebounding standpoint.
Coach, just talk about defensively for you guys too. It seemed like they were getting guys into the lane, which opened things up.
Yeah, that hurt. Yeah, they beat us off the dribble. We didn't do a great job on the pack line, and then we were, you know, trying to rotate. Sometimes we rotated, sometimes we didn't. But then we were out of position. You know, it's funny. I told the guys that, you know, a couple weeks ago we had a philosophy at Xavier. It was swing, swing, drive. I swing the ball from side to side, just drive the sucker, throw it up there, and then rebound the heck out of the basketball. And that's what, in essence, that's what they did. They swung it from side to side, they drove it, threw it up, and used their athleticism, and we couldn't keep them off the backboard. You know, and that was, you know, when they shoot 58% and 58% in the second half and 50% from threes in the second half, it's hard to win. You know, and we got close. Like I said, we were there. You know, with whatever it was, 4 or 5 minutes left, yeah. But we just couldn't make that big shot to take the lead. But at the same time, you know, if we had done a better job on the backboard and on the ball, maybe we wouldn't have needed that layup.
Mm-hmm. Andrew, just kind of talk about how difficult it was. They had, you know, a couple 6'10" guys, a couple wide bodies. They had guys rotating in and out underneath there. Just talk about how difficult it was, you know, staying with them on the boards.
Yeah,
trying to stay with them.
They're pretty brain strong, so they just basically out-toughed us. So.
Coach, I think it was a 13-2 or 15-2 run that brought it. That, as you said, brought it back to 3 points. I mean, what? And then it just kind of.
Yeah, we had to stop fouling. You know, it's like once you get down, you know, by 5 or 7 with 3 minutes left, now it's, you know, that 5 to 7 game, you know, comes into 11-point game. So in essence, if we just play it straight out, it's a 5-point game. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted a good run. We made some shots. We got some stops. We got some rebounds. But we couldn't do it consistently, and that was the difference. They did it. They hit the backboard more consistently than we did. And when you get out rebounded by 16, that's the game. You know, you're not going to. You know, if you look at any stat sheet, a team that gets out rebounded by 16 usually is the loser.
It seemed like they were, I don't want to say content, but they wouldn't. It wasn't a big deal if Andrew got his, but he wanted to take away.
I have no idea. You'd have to ask their coach and what their philosophy was.
I mean, but did it seem that way, or offensively, did it seem?
Yeah, I don't know. It's, you know, sometimes they were double teaming them, sometimes they wouldn't. I don't know. You'd have to ask. I don't know what they were thinking about. You know, I don't really have an answer.
Did it seem that way to you, Demitrius, as they were putting a little bit more pressure on you guys?
I mean, guys like you and Mike and Ogo, especially.
No, not really. It was just he missed some layups, and he made their layups. It was just basically what happened. It seemed like the same game. Basketball.
Any more questions?
Thanks.